Fighting for a democracy. Fighting for a democracy. And understand the difference here. Understand the difference here. Moving forward.
When they asked her about the gun.
Yes.
And she, yeah, I got a Glock. What kind?
Yes.
And her answer was,
Yeah.
And Those were invented by nervous white people around black people.
Tyrus has once again pushed Kamala Harris into the center of attention, and not in a flattering way. For years, she's delivered speeches filled with stiff phrasing, uncomfortable laughter, and answers that often leave audiences unsure of the point. This isn't a casual political jab. It's a pointed critique, with Tyrus breaking down her circular language, rehearsed chuckles, and carefully staged inspirational moments. If you've ever walked away from one of her speeches wondering what was actually said, this breakdown highlights exactly why. After hearing it, those moments may sound very different going forward.
And the VP Harris, she won't go to the border, probably because she'd rather take the magic school bus to the moon.
You guys are gonna see. You're gonna literally see the craters on the moon with your own eyes.
Oh my goodness.
With your own eyes, I'm telling you, it is gonna be unbelievable.
With your own eyes.
Kamala Harris has increasingly become a symbol of political advancement that feels disconnected from performance. Her rise appears less about clear messaging or strong communication and more about navigating systems that reward optics. From hesitant delivery to tangled phrasing and practiced smiles, her public presence often feels rehearsed rather than confident, as if every appearance has been carefully scripted but never fully internalized.
Kamala Harris getting mocked and criticized once again after dishing out another one of her now notoriously scrambled responses, which her critics have taken to calling a word salad. The vice president was meeting with the Jamaican prime minister, for example, when she blurted this out.
For Jamaica, one of the issues that has been presented as an issue that is economic in the way of its impact has been the pandemic. So to that end, we are announcing today also that we will assist Jamaica in...
If you're following along so far, make sure to like the video and subscribe so you don't miss future breakdowns. It's almost as if voters were presented with a leadership audition that raised more questions than confidence. Harris's career path reads like a mix of roles that never fully settled into a clear identity. While the vice presidency can be symbolic, her approach has often leaned heavily into performance, with speeches that feel more like test runs than decisive leadership moments.
So, I think it's very important, as you have heard from so many incredible leaders, for us at every moment in time, and certainly this one, to see the moment in time in which we exist and are present, and to be able to contextualize it, to understand where.
And then there's the laughter. It's become a defining feature of her public appearances. Rather than signaling ease or confidence, it often surfaces during serious discussions, creating a disconnect. Even when addressing weighty global topics, the same nervous chuckle appears, giving the impression of discomfort rather than command. In high-stakes rooms, that contrast becomes impossible to ignore. Harris often speaks as if she's navigating an endless interview without a clear endpoint. Ideas are introduced, expanded, then drift away before landing anywhere concrete. Listening to her can feel like following a thought that never quite resolves. Audiences wait for clarity or substance, but instead hear broad themes delivered with energy and little precision.
Do you regret not voicing your opinion in that moment?
Yes, and I actually have reflected on that, and I've written about that. I realized.
Would it have mattered if you did?
I don't know.
This is the individual positioned one step from the presidency. She was expected to bring relatability and inspiration, yet her messaging often feels automated, as if pulled from a rotating list of buzzwords. While awkwardness alone isn't disqualifying, inconsistency is harder to overlook. Her shifts in tone and policy emphasis over time have fueled criticism that her positions change with the moment, creating the impression of rebranding rather than growth.
I thought it was amazing that no one asked. You told the American people that President Biden was better than he ever was, and you couldn't keep up with him. And then he gets pulled out of the race because he has dementia. So on the record, you are saying that a old man with dementia, or whatever they want to call it, outworked you. And you were even the last person in the room. So why are you running for president again?
The 2020 campaign highlighted these challenges. Harris entered the race with major attention and historic framing, but voter support faded quickly. Her campaign ended before the primaries fully unfolded, leaving many surprised at how fast momentum disappeared. Yet, instead of stepping back, she emerged as the vice presidential pick. Today, she holds high office but often appears distant from the issues she's tasked to address, including her widely discussed role related to border policy, where visible engagement felt limited.
Moving forward, she couldn't move forward from that sentence. My IQ moved backward.
To critics, Harris resembles the team member who insists on leading without contributing direction. Her public appearances frequently spark confusion rather than clarity, and her approval ratings reflect that disconnect. From carefully staged moments meant to appear relatable to speeches that feel unintentionally ironic, the gap between intention and impact continues to grow. On the international stage, her meetings with global leaders sometimes draw attention for tone rather than substance, raising questions about how seriously her messaging is received.
Worst things that you can say to people.
Yeah.
But I help people who harm people. God bless, good night, that's my time. That's what...
I think it's an excellent thing to acknowledge to a therapist.
Yes.
What's striking is that Harris was once framed as the future of her party. Instead, she's become an example of what happens when expectations collide with reality. Despite ongoing advancement, public trust hasn't followed at the same pace. Her appearances often generate clips that circulate not for insight, but for confusion. The result is a political figure whose communication style overshadows her role, turning serious platforms into moments of unintended commentary.
I don't think Kamala will ever hold public office again.
Better not.
I don't think you can come back from, it wasn't that she was outfoxed. It wasn't that she lost. I think you can certainly lose an election and run a good election.
Rather than building a lasting legacy, Harris risks being remembered for her delivery more than her decisions. Her speaking style, marked by repetition and nervous laughter, has become instantly recognizable. Supporters may view it as personality, but for others it signals uncertainty. Each attempt to clarify is often followed by another moment that reinforces the same critique, making it harder to reset public perception.
She never saw the video.
Yeah.
Okay? That's not someone who describes a video.
Yeah.
That's someone that they handed this to her, and she was like, elephants? Oh, I'll take it from here. And then she went out there. And she was not drunk. She was hungover, because she's way worse when she's hungover. That was hungover because she kept saying the same thing over and over again.
Defenders argue criticism is rooted in bias, but many concerns focus squarely on performance and record. Past policy positions continue to resurface, complicating efforts to present a redefined image. During debates and interviews, her messaging struggled to connect, and that disconnect lingered. Reports of internal confusion about priorities only reinforced the sense that clarity was missing at the top.
They surrounded, and then they formed a circle, and then they got together. Go the away.
Despite these challenges, Harris reached the vice presidency as a historic selection. Symbolism played a major role, but symbolism alone can't sustain confidence. International appearances and domestic initiatives alike often feel rehearsed without resonance. Even attempts at relatability, from casual videos to photo opportunities, come across as forced rather than natural, weakening their intended impact.
Powerful at the convention when you said you have guns. No, at the debate. At the debate,
I'm a gun owner. Tim Walz is a gun owner.
I did not know that.
If somebody breaks in my house, they're getting shot.
Yes. I hear that. I hear that.
Probably should not have said that.
But
my staff will deal with that later.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the first time I've ever seen Oprah Winfrey stutter.
Yeah.
She was like, what she wanted to say, remember that stupid you said at the, which, was it the debate or was it the DNC that they drew me out and Stedman's pissed, he was double parked waiting for this. Like she literally said nothing. She's like, Oprah couldn't, if Oprah can't save you, nobody can save.
Polling reflects the result. Her approval ratings remain low not because of controversy, but because of disengagement. Indifference is harder to overcome than opposition. Many speeches blend together, marked by repetition and vague optimism that rarely answers the original question. Her career trajectory increasingly feels driven by availability rather than enthusiasm, reinforcing criticism that optics outweighed substance.
You know what happened, Greg? The teleprompter went up and they cheered too long.
Yeah.
And she panicked because all she could remember, she couldn't remember the connection word. So she panicked. This ain't close, I'm telling you.
In that sense, Harris has become emblematic of a broader political trend where presentation often outweighs effectiveness. She aimed to define a moment in history, yet may instead be remembered as a lesson in how image alone can't replace connection. Rather than standing out as a transformative leader, she risks being remembered as a case study in missed potential, proof that leadership requires more than positioning. It requires clarity, confidence, and the ability to genuinely connect.